All right, well, I'm Nathan Smith with Tallgrass TV. I'm here with Ethan Minsker, and what brings you to Tallgrass?
This year I have an animated short that I'm showing in the After Dark, the dark segment of shorts. I've been calling it the perverted shorts because I hear all the content is a little risque, but I didn't think maybe I shouldn't have said that on. But yeah, it's called the After Dark segment or something.
Excellent. Okay, and so you were here at last year's Tallgrass as well, correct?
Yes, I had a feature film called Medicated, a film about art that played here last year. And on October 26th, it'll be on iTunes and Amazon, distributed by The Orchard.
So go ahead and tell us about the short that you have.
The short was like we're part of an art group called the Antagonist Art Movement, so we work with writers, artists, and all sorts of creative people. There was a writer that I work with who was actually in the other film, Self-Medicated, this gentleman called Brother Mike Cohen, who was a DJ in a bar I worked with, and I got him to start doing the writer's night. We started putting out books by him. He would write for our fanzine, and his writing style really lent itself to doing animation. So I had the pitch to him, like I'd like to do this as a pilot for a series that we would try to get on Adult Swim or one of those channels. So I made the animated short. It took about 3 years in between projects to get this one done, right? Did the paper stuff, built all the characters, had my 4-year-old daughter help me with the stuff that wasn't completely perverted, because there are paper penises in that. It's not good to have a 4-year-old making paper penises. The mother doesn't like that. And actually, now that the film's done, she's not allowed to watch it because there's a lot of curse words in it. So there's this battle in the house where she wants to watch the entire thing, and then my wife comes in and is like, why are you showing this pornography to your child? And I'm like, well, she worked on it. You know, she literally would help push the camera button and then built the backgrounds, and actually, when you watch it, you'll see there are parts where like there's cars appearing and disappearing because she would walk over and put a toy in the set, and then, so it makes it more interactive. But back to the story, Brother Mike Cohen, we had this whole pitch of trying to make it into a pilot for a show. I made that video. We showed it to a friend of ours who makes big budget trailers in LA. He's like, this is great. Do you mind if I make kind of an animated thing? And we're like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So he took these recordings that the same guy did that is in part of my Self-Medicated film, where he at 16 used to record arguments with his father, like in 1979 or something. So these are like real recordings of him arguing with his dad. His dad did not know he was recording these. This guy took those audios, made an animated short with it, took some of the live footage I shot, put it together, and now that has been seen close to 1 million times. It's been on BuzzFeed, it's been on Rolling Stone, it's been on College Humor, it's been on every major sort of web source thing. He's been on a TV show talking about it. It's been on all the international channels, like the international website things or whatever for things like that. VH1 called them and said, guess what? We would like to do your show as a series for VH1. Not with me, with the other guy. So I'm like, wow, that's great. I just spent 3 years getting our friend in LA the thing I was doing. But it's fine because the whole point was to get this guy an animated short and not necessarily have me, the guy doing it. I do have a slow burn, and there's a little bit of a burn in there, but it's okay. So tonight I'm showing the animated short that is not the one that has been seen 1 million times because it's still password protected. Yeah, so there's that.
Okay, so I know you're also on the Filmmaker Advisory Board.
Yes.
So what does that entail?
I was never really clear on that, but no, we've been trying to, so we're each doing a workshop, and so I'm trying to gear a workshop for guiding filmmakers how to make films with no money at all. And really it's more like how to make a film and not go over the edge and get arrested doing it. I mean, I'll give all the advice about that. But we're also doing some of the meet and greet filmmaker stuff, and we tried to give it, we were asked, like what our kind of experience was with the film festival and how many, what sort of things that we could suggest to maybe help the film festival go forward, for this year and next year's thing. So I hope that we were helpful with that. I don't know.
So what do you think of Tallgrass?
Oh, it's terrible. The Tallgrass, like, why would, I'm always like, how did I end up here? No, it's awesome. I mean, like, I think I said this last year, but what's amazing is that, you know, you go to a lot of film festivals, and even the ones you return to, you don't see a lot of the returning volunteers, you don't see a lot of the same staff. The fact that you interviewed me last year, you know, it's like, that means there's something about the festival that has all the volunteers come back year after year, and some of these guys have been doing it since the beginning. It says a lot about the festival and the organizers themselves, that it's built a family, it's built, you know, a community around it. And then when I've talked to people who have gotten the passes, the same thing, like they've been coming since the very beginning. There are people who fly in from other states to come see this. You know, it's really building a great community and home for independent filmmakers. And when I say independent, I mean, you know, it's not like you go to these festivals where it's like they're independent, but they're showing these films that are massively huge budgets and that you couldn't really compete with. You know, my films are made for about $1,000 to $2,000. So it's hard for me to compete with the multi-million-dollar films when I see them. And here, like, you still, even though like I'm like, you know, very much a low-budget indie filmmaker, you're treated just as good as all these other guys are. So, you know.
So the tagline of the festival is stubbornly independent. And what does it mean to you to be stubbornly independent?
That means taking all the good advice your parents gave you and just totally disregarding that and doing your own thing. But at the same time, doing your own thing is vastly more satisfying for you as a person. So, you know, as a filmmaker, you could be, you know, pursuing the commercial world and never following your true passion. And this festival really is about people not just following their passion, but showing storylines and films that will challenge this sort of norm of what, you know, mainstream media is. So, is that a good answer?
Yeah,
or?
that's good.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, I said, you know, hopefully if anyone out there, please look for my new film, Self-Medicated, a film about art. Comes out October 26th.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.